We're asking that Alan, like, what has been the reason why the takeaways have been so, like, you guys have been piling on. He said you guys are just simply making plays. Is that kind of
We're just making plays. We're making the ones that are coming our way, and we're putting ourselves in good position by being in coverage. The rush is getting there, allowing us to have pressure on the quarterback. So we're just capitalizing on those opportunities that are coming our way. And this year we're actually catching the ball, so that's all that matters.
What's the biggest challenge of facing Josh Dobbs? Not so much we know what his skill set is, but the fact that like now you're seeing him kind of like you're bringing him into a new offense. So like they do something different when Kirk Cousins is in there. Now they've got him in there. What's kind of the challenge of trying to figure that out?
Just containing him as a quarterback, right? He can run the ball really well, and he can make throws. So biggest thing this week is making sure we contain him and don't allow him to beat us with his legs and make him beat us with his arm.
Is it crazy what his story was last week about just coming to the team, getting traded, and then being able to do what he was able to do?
Yeah, I know. Like when he first got traded from Cleveland to go to Arizona, he kind of made a little story about what it looks like on a trading process, and Dobbs. I know Dobbs pretty well from Tennessee as well. So best man for the job. He's smart. He's a leader and a guy that can come in and do whatever he needs to do to help the team win.
That's what I was going to ask. What was your? I mean, obviously you weren't there with him. Alvin was there with him, but did you meet him? Conversations about the NFL. Just kind of what would be your relationship with him?
I've hung out with Dobbs outside of football. I've been in Knoxville a couple times where we hung out outside of the game. And we just talk a little bit, but I know him on a personal level. Obviously, I watch tape on him and see how he's been in the league, and kudos to him. I think it was his first touchdown was with the Titans last year, so that was big going back to Tennessee and having that big moment. So a lot of love and respect for him as a person and as a player.
When you're scouting a guy that changed offenses mid-season, is that kind of like, do you go back and see what was happening with Arizona and kind of what he's doing, or do you focus mainly on what you saw last?
Maybe you can go back and look at how he throws certain routes, but Arizona had their own calls and their own playbook, and Minnesota has theirs. So just kind of go back to the Atlanta game. He did pretty good in that game, helping win the game, right? So you go back there really and just kind of see what Minnesota is doing and how are they going to try to work with him, which we know Sunday is going to be some wrinkles. Maybe the first 15 plays they're going to throw some gadgets in there. So just get ready, put our big coats on, and go to Minnesota in a cold game and just play.